my reactions to Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals, where the Celtics beat the Pacers again in a close game. The Pacers, I think, had like a 9-point lead with like something and change, like 9 minutes and change in the fourth quarter. But the Celtics were able to track them down again through defense and capitalizing on the offensive end. Staying connected, basically, passing the ball, making sure it's not like isolation ball, like like one-on-one basketball. And yeah, the Celtics, they swept the Pacers. Granted, it was without Tyrese Halliburton, but at the same time, I'm not really trying to hear it, because the Pacers went up against Giannis. Well, they went up against a team without Giannis and Damian Lillard in the Bucks in the first round. Second round, they went up against no OG Anunoby, no Julius Randle, an injured Josh Hart. The Knicks were practically an infirmary. Not to mention the Celtics were without Kristaps Porzingis. So I'm really not trying to hear it from anybody. That being said, the Pacers, even without Tyrese, they fought hard. Got to give them credit. It was a sweep, but they did fight hard, most definitely. But I feel like this experience will help the Pacers out in the future. But I just feel like this is the Celtics' time for them to win it all. They've been knocking on the door for a few years, and I just feel like this is their year. Now, granted, they got to be able to capitalize. Whether they face the Timberwolves or the Mavericks, which at this point looks like they're going to face the Mavericks, barring some just historical collapse by Dallas. It looks like the Celtics are going to play the Mavericks in the finals. I like the Celtics' chances, especially with Kristaps Porzingis, but they need to be able to capitalize. Learn from their mistakes 2 years ago and not repeat them. And this is not going to be an easy series at all. This is going to be the toughest series that the Celtics have had so far this year, especially in the playoffs. But I got faith in the Celtics. But obviously they got to close the deal. I believe they will, but we'll just have to wait and see. My reaction to Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Celtics and the Heat. I didn't really get the chance to watch the game until like the last few seconds of the game and overtime, because I was seeing If, the movie, on Tuesday in theaters, and I had forgotten my phone at home because I was charging it, and I forgot to take the phone out of take the cable out of the phone. But when I got home, I checked the scores, and it was like 117, 114. So I decided to watch the game. Celtics, Jaylen Brown hit a massive 3, contested 2, to send the game into overtime. And in overtime, the Celtics pretty much, well, they didn't dominate per se, but they did make the big plays when it mattered. Jason Tatum made 2 big buckets, both 3s, and one of them was a dagger. So the Celtics ended up winning that game. And that game that, I will admit, they probably had no business winning towards the end of that game, but they did. And so we'll just have to wait and see how the rest of their series goes. But Right now, the Celtics are up 1-0. To Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Celtics beat the Pacers. Jason Tatum had a rough game in the first half. Only had like 4 points. Second half, he turned it on though. Had like 23 in total. 19 of those points came in the second half. Pascal Siakam for the Pacers had a big game, 28 points. Basically what happened was in game 1, I think it was a semi-close game. Then in the second quarter, the Celtics went on like a 20-0 run, led by as many as 17. Towards the end of the first half, the Pacers cut the lead to only 6 going into halftime. Then they cut the lead in the third quarter to 3 points. Pascal Siakam, like I said, he had 28 points. Tyrese Halliburton had a pretty how do I say this? How do I put this nicely? He had a rough game. Only had I think he had like 10 points. So he wasn't really aggressive. And not to mention he got injured in the third quarter. So he went out and was out for the rest of the game. But then the Celtics went on another run and really pretty much shut the door on the Pacers in the toward the end, or towards like the end of the third quarter and the fourth quarter, and ended up winning the game by like 16 points. Jaylen Brown had a monster game. He had 40 points. Derek White had like 20 plus. And overall, it was a pretty convincing win for the Celtics, as they now take a 2-0 lead against the Pacers. And they play Game 3 Saturday. And I don't think, unless it's a small, very minor injury to or strain to Tyrese Halliburton, I don't think he's going to play Game 3. Which is unfortunate for them, but I'm not going to feel... I mean, there are going to be people saying, if the Celtics win this series without Tyrese Halliburton for the Pacers, they're going to be like, oh, but Tyrese Halliburton wasn't playing. So fucking what? The Pacers played the Bucks again without Giannis and Damian Lillard. They played the Knicks without OG Anunoby, an injured Jalen Brunson. They played him without they pretty much played an infirmary in the Knicks. So I don't want to freaking hear it, you know? I don't want to fucking hear it. Honestly, I don't. But anyways, the Celtics take a 2-0 lead against the Pacers. We'll see how the rest of the series goes, but yeah. My reaction to Game 3 at the Eastern Conference Finals. Celtics beat the Pacers. They were up by like 9 by the end of the first quarter. The Pacers came roaring back, took an 18-point lead. Well, it was a 12-point lead at half, but I think it was either the second quarter or third quarter. At some point, the Pacers were up by 18. And the Celtics went on a... They pulled it out. They went on a crazy run. They and they were able to come back down 18. This is gonna be a brutal loss for the Pacers, but Great win for the Celtics. As they now take a 3-0 lead, and yeah, Game 4 is on Monday. So tomorrow.